Hi, Stitchers.
Hi, I'm Keisha.
I'm Laura. Welcome to the Pattern Queens, episode 116. Today is Sunday, March 12th, and this is a channel about cross stitch.
And friendship, and rambles, and lots of shenanigans. And you know what? An hour and a half of talking before we hit record because we're friends and we just wanted to talk to each other.
So thank you so much for joining us today. We know that you have lots of choices out there to watch, and we love that you came to spend some time with us. So we have lots to talk about today.
Lots to talk about and lots to show, and just we're already giggling and silly.
So what's new with you this week?
Well, what's new with me this week is
exhaustion.
That's true because of what happened to us last week. So we are actually, and we'll talk about it later, but we were at market last week. So that's why there was no video last week. And I came home to a boy who was more excited to see me than anyone has ever been excited to see me, because I'd been gone for a couple of days, but I called and FaceTimed him each day. But so
it was so much fun.
Yes.
The things that he chose to tell you were just hysterical.
Well, because the stream of consciousness of a 2.5-year-old is something to behold. But I came back and I asked my husband, I was like, is he talking more? I feel like he's like more complete sentences. He's like, I don't think so. But we have had an explosion of what's that? What's that? What's that? What's that? So I've been getting a lot of love and answering a lot of questions. That's been my week.
Wow.
How about your week? What's new with you?
Well, yes, I was so exhausted Monday especially, and I thought, I don't know how I'm getting through this day. And then this week happened to be so at my school, well, in my school district, we have late start on Thursday, which means the kids don't come for an extra 45 minutes. However, we have to go in 45 minutes earlier so that we can have meetings and things. And this week's meeting was a healthy activity with the staff. So we had a fitness group come in and do yoga stretches with us, and then we did cardio, and most of it was from the chair or standing with your chair.
Right.
It didn't matter. I hurt like nobody's business on Friday.
Oh no.
But also the very fit teachers also talked about how much they hurt on Friday, and I thought, yes, it's not just me.
It's right.
Because I was feeling like, oh my goodness, I didn't realize I was so out of shape. But there were a lot of positive things from it, and it was fun, and they gave us a little gift.
Oh, fun. Yeah, sometimes you'll do things where you're like, I didn't know I had those muscles.
Oh, yes. And especially when you're sitting in a chair and you do things from there, well, then you're working your muscles in a different way.
Right.
So, and then my Friday started off. This will be a little somber moment, but also just kind of tells you how my day went. I got to school and I sat in my car for a minute and finished listening to the section on my audiobook. And then, I get out of my car and I go and let myself in. And I kind of noticed that there was nobody in the hall. And I walked down to my office and I thought, wow, I'm the first one in our little office suite. The door's shut and everything. And I got there and I could see the teacher that I work with on the other side of the door. And I'm like, what in the world? And she goes, I don't know if we can let you in. We're in lockdown. But they pulled things and just let me in. And then they're telling me, oh yeah, we're in lockdown. Well, we're right down the street from the high school, which had already been in for more than an hour by then. But I looked at my watch and I said, oh my gosh, we're going to have kids in just a little over 5 minutes. And there's already a line of cars out there. So that was concerning to me, but the lockdown cleared in just a couple of minutes. But my whole day was kind of scrambled and crazy, and not just my day, but the day at school was just a weird collection of incidents that happened. So
anytime your day starts out of the norm, especially with something like that, it just colors the entire day. So
and it made me question different things through the day. It was just odd.
Well, glad that happened on a Friday, so you'd have a weekend to recover from it.
Yes, and we do a regular Friday night chat. So early in the morning, I messaged the group and I said, oh my gosh, I need you guys tonight because the day has started with a bang.
Right, right.
And so, it was
Mhm.
great to sit and unwind with them
Mhm.
too when we
Oh,
got here.
for sure.
The other thing that's new with me is that I am making project bags. So now
Ooh.
this one, the plaid is cut kind of wonky, so
Mhm.
it's not quite straight, but this is my St. Patrick's bag with just this pretty green inside.
Nice.
And yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Well, and of course I like it because it's green.
My husband looked at it and said, I don't really like the fabric. And I said, it's St. Patrick's. That's what I got it for. Oh, but also Katie and I took a drive yesterday and went up to Missouri Star Quilt Co., which is a collection of, it's like 11 or 12 stores that are all part of Missouri Star Quilt, but they're all specialized. So like there's a licensed store, there's a kids and baby store, which has the best whimsical stuff. And there's a modern store and just all the things. So
Yeah, and that's in Hannibal, Missouri.
Hamilton.
Or Hamilton, not
yep.
Hannibal. Hannibal is the birthplace of Mark Twain.
Mhm.
Hamilton, Missouri is the birthplace of Jason Penney.
Yes. Yes.
And also the home to some of my family reunions growing up.
Oh,
So,
fun.
before they had the quilt store.
Yes. And I think when Missouri Star Quilt Co. started up, it just changed the whole outlook of the town. It seems like a very lovely small town at this point, and that things are running nicely, and almost everybody works for them
Yes.
in town.
Yes,
So
for sure.
it's pretty awesome.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, it's nice.
but also I don't know that you would know this because you were here yesterday. There was snow in Missouri yesterday, and it was at Missouri Star Quilt Co. And it was huge, wet snowflakes.
Yes.
So fun.
Well, I'm glad you made it back safely. It was just kind of a dreary day here in the city. So.
And rainy, and yes, there was Snake Saturday parade down here. And I wondered if you guys had come.
We didn't end up going to the parade because it was like 40 degrees and kind of rainy, and if it were just me and my husband, we would have ventured out, but with the little one, like, no, that's okay.
And 40 degrees and no rain is very different than 40 degrees and it's like it was the misty rain.
Yeah, especially when you're standing still to watch a parade and not like out doing it too. So.
Okay, so like obviously I've had my coffee and sugar this morning and I'm very rambly. But you want to get into this?
Let's get into it.
Where do you want to start? Do you want to start with your finish?
Let's start with my finish because we're gonna have a whole lot to talk about in haul. So in February, because we haven't filmed for a little bit, I wanted to finish Big Hearted Tiny Town by Heart and Hand. And this is on a 40 count pansy linen from Picture This Plus. And I finished it.
Yay!
I don't have the buttons on there.
Yes, I was going to ask you if you put yours on.
No, I haven't put the buttons on yet because I need to find a different needle to put them on because what I was using wasn't going to work. And I'm a little worried. There's one that's supposed to be basically the doorknob for this house.
Oh.
And I stitched mine on 40 count and I think it's 32 is what's called for. So I'm not really sure how that button's going to fit on. So
I wonder, is it one of the teeny tiny ones?
I think so. I don't think it's that big one there. So I'll just have to kind of play with it. But as far as the stitching, it's all done. I just need to put the buttons on.
That's so cute.
Thank you. So that was my finish.
I love that. And now we're going to show you that we have a whole big pile of stash.
Yes. But
you want to go?
I'll go. Okay. So I'm not going to show you everything I got, just like some highlights. First off, this I did not buy for myself. I was gifted it by Laura. And this is assorted sorts from Ink Circles. And it takes all sorts. And I think that this is just a lot of fun. I do not like licorice. Laura tells me that there are some all sorts that taste more like toffee, and that's more my speed. But I saw this and it just cracked me up. So I really wanted it.
They had the whole bowl of the sorts laying out there, the assorted sorts laying out there.
Yeah. And
they said, oh, take some. And I'm like, oh, I'm not really a licorice fan. And Tracy's mom said, "Oh, try this one. It tastes just like toffee." So
there you go.
yes,
I just need.
I did. It was so fun.
Maybe I just want one sort. I don't want assorted sorts. I want one sort.
Well, and I would be curious enough to try some of
Mhm.
them, but we both have that pattern, and I'm sure we will start it together at some point.
Probably so. I love that. It's fun.
Mhm.
And then I got this from the Mindful Needle. This is Happy Camper. And look at that flamingo toasting a marshmallow. It's just so funny. I saw this, I saw the model for it, and Dawn of Mindful Needle is just lovely to talk to. I've had a couple of conversations with her before. And I saw the model for this and I was like, well, I have to buy this, obviously. It made me laugh immediately.
We got to meet her at Galleria and talk with her.
Yes. So she was in with JVW, and then she was in with JVW at Galleria as well. And so I had just like a 15-minute conversation with her at Galleria. She's really lovely. And then from Ingleside Imaginarium, I bought Don't Feed the Plants. I love this. I think it's hilarious and it's just the best. And yes, I'm gonna think of, gosh, why did I just lose it? Little Shop of Horrors.
Yes.
I was thinking Rocky Horror Picture
See
Show.
more.
Yes, I was thinking of Rocky Horror Picture Show, which is a completely different thing. But I also got the flosses from the Stitch Me, the silk pack that goes with it. So I'm really excited. I may have to see if I can get the fabric that it's stitched onto, which is also a Stitch Me.
I think they were out of it.
Yes, by the
we
time
were there.
because I resisted and resisted in the very last day. I'm like, well, why don't you just go ahead and get that? And I'm just hitting the highlights because I got more things, but
let's talk about what Keisha's real highlight of the weekend was. There were a couple of them, right?
Yes. So I got to meet Cheryl of Tiny Modernist, which was great because I love Tiny Modernist, and she's definitely a favorite. I got to meet a lot of designers that I really, really like because they sell out of their own room. They're all there. And so it's really cool to be able to go in and just like, put a face to the name and just meet them, especially whenever they turn out to be really, really nice and very welcoming. Then you're like, oh, okay, I don't mind that I've been spending hours with you basically. And you didn't even know. And then just to see the models, it's pretty amazing. But I got to meet Amanda May of Artist Designs, and I love Artist Designs. It was so I went after an exclusive in a shop, and then just down the hall was her shop, and I went in there and I got to have a good conversation, and her room was very happy and it was decorated like ice cream and really colorful, and we had a great conversation. And so I bought more than what I'm going to show you, and then I went back later and I bought more things because I love her stuff so much. But okay, I'm gonna save what I'm most excited for last. So I'll show you this. These are sweet little stockings, and it's the first in the series.
And she had them up on a tree, and they look so cute hanging up there.
Well, and you see there's like this little rainbow one. There's one with ice cream cones. They're just so fun. And she said she's going to release more. And this is the floss pack that goes with it. These are flosses from Wonderfill. And she's going to use these for more in that series. So basically you buy this and you have floss for several different things. So I'm really, really excited. But let me show you the thing I was most excited about at market. And I didn't pull out, I've got a couple of other things to go with this. This is the Sweet Sprinkles ice cream stand-ups. Look at how happy and lovely these little guys are. I love them so much. I love each and every one of them. I'm so excited to stitch them. She's putting up the fabric. It's 11 count Aida that they're stitched on. She's putting up the fabric on her website later on. So I wasn't able to get that. I did get the pack of eyes that goes with them, and I didn't pull those out. But what I did pull out was also this. This is also from Wonderfill. All of the flosses that you need to stitch this.
And these are pearl cottons, right?
Yes. And I am, it's Eleganza #8 pearl cotton. So I am so excited to stitch these. The reason why I ended up buying more from her, because I had to put some blinders on in there because I wanted absolutely everything. Not that I don't already have, but and she gave me a little pin that had a picture from Booby's apiary, which I have stitched, but that's at home. I was looking through and I saw, that this is stitched on fabric that she dyes. And so I said, well, how did I miss that whenever I was up there? So I went back to get that fabric and she said, oh no, I'm selling it on my website later. Because I wanted to start these at market. I was so excited. I was like, I am stitching these right now. So I'll wait. I'll use my self-control and I'll wait and I'll buy the Ada because it's a really pretty, just soft blue that I think will look really nice.
And thankfully we had given Keisha a little bit of a heads up about Artist's Room. And what we told her is that Artist's Room is the happiest room at market. And you cannot walk in her room and not feel good.
Right. Well,
it's such a positive environment. Right. And yes,
she had neon ice cream, like popsicles and stuff in her window, like neon lights. And she had a big balloon wall that she had decorated just to take pictures with people who came into her room. And she was such a lovely and warm person. And I was really happy to know that one of my favorites is
so lovely in person.
Yes.
My favorite was the oversized peep pillow.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
The rainbow peep.
Yes. Her room was just a shot of happy. And I didn't go in it every time I walked past it, but whenever I would walk past it, I'd just kind of peek in and be like, oh, such a happy room.
And I got to meet her. Yeah.
It was really lovely. That was definitely a market highlight for me.
Katie and I got to go in and visit with her too. And it was fun. We just love going in and talking with her because she's kind of like that shot that you need during market weekend, because she's just always positive and encouraging and happy. And I'm sure she has moments, but she just is so lovely in person that it is nice to meet someone who is so genuine.
For sure. And a lot of designers had bags that they would give you to put purchases in, and I was like, can I please just have the artist design bag? And they were nice. So but anyway, those are my highlights. I got more. You'll see more as I start working on things, I'm sure, but those are my highlights.
My highlights will take longer because I can't ever decide. But look at this. I got a bag handmade by Izzy of Primitive Hair with her Primitive Hair logo.
I love that.
Yeah, and it has PH on here, so for Primitive Hair, and it just is a beautiful little bag. I just loved that.
Yes. So
and
good.
Then I got to figure out what I'm going to do with things. And then also from her, I am a sucker for these things. I just think that's gorgeous.
Yes, and the reindeer, that's you too.
And from Heartstring Samplery, I got this one, which has her Sunday samplers, the names of her Sunday samplers on it, which I just really loved. I didn't buy the book. Those are not all hymns that are familiar to me, and I just thought, but I would have this, and it has this because it's a little magnet.
Oh, fun!
So you can use it for your needle there, and then you have these for all your flosses. Since I'm showing that kind of stuff, I'll show these. From Lady Dot Creates. Gotta love Lady Dot, right?
For sure.
I got two of her, see, I'm just like signing here. Okay. I got two of her Fob for Anything series. Oh, now this one slid behind. And I'm not going to take these out because that will all take too long. But I got this Americana one, which if you've been here, my birthday is July 3rd, so I am a sucker for Americana.
Right, and you have several different things where you'll need that to coordinate.
Yes. And then I got this one, which is bee theme. And that's another favorite that I like. And also from Lois, I got these beautiful ribbons that she dyed. So they
Yes.
are just gorgeous limited edition ribbons. Check your stores for things from her. She had so much yumminess in there.
Mhm.
If you are somebody who comes to Black Needle events, there are lots of fun things in the bucket this year.
Ooh, fun.
From Thread Milk Designs, who I discovered a little more. Well, I had known about them, but just hadn't had any cards. And
Mhm.
now I have gotten cards and I want more. I'm trying to get this to stay up here. I got this Easter set of cards, and then the little charms, that's a carrot by my finger, and then there's a rabbit over here.
So fun.
But I think that rabbit, the very first one there, is so pretty.
Mhm.
One of my favorites is Shepherd's Bush for such a long time. And this one is Flowers for You. Just a cute one. I don't know how well you guys are going to see them. You may have to go look things up. Then from Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery, I got the market exclusive was Summer Garden at Cranberry Manor, which you need to go look this one up because the model, you can see it is way prettier than this. So, and then I got the whole series of the baskets, but my favorite is the spring basket.
Ooh, that's very pretty.
And you know, who knows when I'll do those, but those are gorgeous. One that I just really love from Silver Creek is Planting Daisies. And if you are a Gilmore fan, you know, 1,000 Melon Daisies. This one is Blue Tulips from Ink Circles, and we feel like it goes with Helianthus from last year.
And I got this one as well.
So pretty. Kind of my color palette.
Mhm.
Well, it's kind of ours combined, right?
Yes. The periwinkles and the greens.
Yep. And then from Thistles, who I feel like we don't hear about as much, I found Make It Bloom. And I don't know that this picture is as great, but this is such a pretty piece.
That is so happy with that bright yellow house and those flowers.
Yeah, with the house. Did you have to point out the house? Uh-huh. Oh, speaking of houses, I was not going to do this, and then it just happened.
Gotcha.
It happened. I was in there. I saw the model. It's not as big as I think it is.
It was a really pretty model. It was hard to pass up. I went in there and saw it.
So what I'm talking about is the lake house from Lucy Beam. Look at this. And I need to get this fabric. Rebecca's daughter is now dyeing fabric under the name Lappin Loops. And I didn't get a piece of this fabric while I was there, but I need to get some because wow.
Beautiful.
And you know, then you don't stitch that blue background. I think one of my very favorite things from the weekend is from Lucy Beam, and it's called Immortal. Buying cross stitch like I'm immortal.
Yes.
Obviously, that's a thing.
For sure.
Something just fun from Bent Creek, Smiling at You.
Yes, I got this one too. Oh, those little squirrels. Oh, it's so good.
We get sucked in by things, right? October House, somebody else that I feel like I don't hear about as much. This one is called Snip Snip. And it says a skinny mini pattern. It is part of a series. There's one that's called Tomato, and I want to get it as well. It was out earlier.
The models in that room are cute.
And I didn't get to go in there. We just,
it was,
Katie and I go around and talk to designers and makers about things for the Black Needle boxes. And so we don't get to hit every room. So,
and I was, if you were getting something from the Black Needle Society, I probably picked it up. There's a good chance.
Yes, we didn't pick up a whole lot because thankfully Keisha was doing it. From Erica Michaels, I love this heirloom tomato. I really like the pin cushion.
It's a good pin cushion.
Oh, so cool. And it came with the little buttons.
Oh, nice.
So that will be fun. All my stuff is sliding out. Excuse me. Maybe I'll stand the bag up and see.
That was a fun one too. Erica Michaels models make things look so much. I mean, you can't photograph her stuff the way that it looks. So,
no, you can really get sold on her things just going in.
That's how I ended up with Aberlour.
From Heart in Hand, I got Cuckoo Bird sampler, and then yesterday we were at the LNS and I bought 2 skeins of bark to stitch this. So I would like to start that now.
Yes. I have that problem with a lot of things in my bag.
Also from Heart in Hand, last year I bought this one,
Mhm.
seasonal etchings. So this year she had floral etchings. Oh, this is so up my alley.
Yes. That's so pretty.
And I really, really like that one. I was so thrilled to get to meet Marty Barrick, who is Carriage House Samplings. And I bought the horse feed sack. I could have bought so much in that shop.
Yes.
But this, yes, I just love.
Oh, all of those sacks was great.
Yes. And I think I already have the bunny. I think I may have a couple of them. I may have the bunny and the reindeer. But yes, I love them. Then my very favorite from Market is from Plum Street, and it's Spring Moon, which was first designed for it's Fox and Rabbit now, but it was a retreat that they held in Australia. Look at the bunny up on top.
That's definitely you.
Yes, and that huge beehive next to that house.
Yeah. But the house isn't the biggest thing. The beehive, the flower.
So we picked up some different freebies from Market, but some of the fun ones I liked. Silver Creek Samplers, Lucky You.
Yes.
I liked this from Ingleside Imaginarium.
Ooh, love that.
And I'm thinking that this one would be so fun to do with just a crazy floss.
Oh yeah, that
And
would
just
be one of the
letting go.
really, really variegated ones. Yes.
And maybe I would find a solid to do part of his head and then do the rest of it.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah. And my very favorite is from the Blue Flower.
Same.
Enough said. So those were my fun Market things. But wait.
But wait, there's more.
We went to the LNS yesterday to pick up a couple of things, and I got this year's Santa, and I have decided that I am going to do the red because that's so much of him, and then a green to go with it in these 2 classic Colorworks colors. So that will be a fun start. And then from I got my floss of the month. I don't know why I'm showing you the envelope.
She
That comes
did.
in the pretty bag.
She got it in the mail, guys. She got it in the mail.
But
Oh.
yeah, I think these were February's. Look at these, and they're just numbers. So if you need to know the numbers, ask me and I will tell you. But oh my gosh,
I love those yellows.
yes. And I'm really enjoying this. I've been putting these on a ring, and I looked at all the beautiful colors I have and I thought, oh my God.
They matched the colors to that bag.
Yes, they did. Yes.
Bag
It's
is the
pink
same colors.
with gold hearts all over it.
Wow, so thoughtful.
I'm sure that's why they did it. And then look, I got another bag. This one is from Fiberlicious. And the color of the month for February was Alice's Garden. So I'm thinking curiouser and curiouser, right?
Yes. Oh, well, that's great.
I have got to pull these out and make it a goal to use at least one of these this year, because
that's great.
And I think that's the thing when you're in these clubs, you get them and you think, I get very precious with them, and I think, oh, I have to have just the right thing to go on it.
I have the tendency to do that too. So then I go to an LNS and I buy something for projects when I have beautiful fabric out.
Yes. Then I had placed an order. Let me get all this down here by me, sorry. Oh, I'm throwing them. I had placed an order with Ginger Stitch AU, Australia, and I got, it's so fun. I got some needle minders, which I have not done, and I'm showing you their cute little card that came with it. Has their pictures on it. Look at that bunny. And I love the moth, and then the big
Whale.
whale. He's just gorgeous,
Like
right?
they included their dog.
Yes, Teddy.
Their dog is part of the business.
So yeah, just fun. I have that, and then also from them, the real reason that I got on there and bought things is that I got some more thread drops, and I got this set,
Ooh,
which I just loved.
very pretty.
And I got this fun set, which kind of reminds me of like paint chips.
Yes, yes.
And then they had 3 of these left. And so I bought 1 for Katie and 2 for me because, yeah, I had to have all of them. Look at this.
Oh,
They're so gorgeous and absolutely just colors
those
that
are
I love.
straight up Lisa Frank.
So those were my purchases from them. And that was a fun package to open. But then wait, there is Stitchy Kindness.
Oh,
So our friend Cece Gilmore, who is on here as GGKCS.
yes.
Knit. SK. Knit and Stitch GG. No, I already did the K. Anyway, Geeky Girls, but now they've changed it to GG. Knit and Stitch, yeah. Okay. Anyway, she knitted Katie and I some more mitts. They're fingerless mitts. So
Those are so
this is one of
fun.
Katie's, and this is one of Katie's, and it sparkles. And I don't know if you can see that. They're beautiful. And then I got, of course, the purple ones.
Yes.
Pale, pale, pale purple. So pretty.
So pretty.
And then this fun one that also has lots of fun purple in it. But purple and green.
Ooh, those are fun. That makes me think of your thistle.
Yes, I love those. And she just was very thoughtful and made us some extra ones. She had already done a set for each of us. So she said, where do you need these? At the office, in the car, wherever. So now we have extra pair of beautiful, beautiful mitts.
Nice.
And I should just leave these here, and then Katie will find them and think, I don't remember bringing those. And that'll just mess with her.
Yes. So
Okay.
fun.
That was a lot of fun stash
Yes.
enhancement.
A lot.
So do you want to talk about whips finally?
Yeah, we could talk about whips. Are you guys, was that enough, Paul? Because we have more, but we don't want to be here all day. It's if you don't know a whole lot about Market, it's really neat. And this isn't something that I knew before, but it's just like it was 4 different floors of shops and suites. So the doors would just be open and everyone just had things set up, and they would decorate their windows and put signs out in front of their doors. And it was just, they had these great big banners.
Let's talk about that. So it's at the Embassy Suites Hotel.
Yes. So Friday, the first day of Market, was already like a really weird day because it was really rainy. There was wind that was like pulling trees out of the
We were under tornado
warning, and it like we went to breakfast and had to pull over to the side of the road going back to Market because it was raining so hard. So already a day you don't want to be outside. So we're sitting in the lobby and the fire alarm goes off. And so we're like, well, we don't really want to take all of the stuff that we have out into the driving rain.
Yes.
Especially Katie, who has her laptop. But we just like kind of pick up, what we need to pick up. And then we start heading toward the door. And then we got, oh no, it's okay, go sit back down. One of the banners was reflecting the laser, or the light from the lasers couldn't get through from their fire alarm system, and so they thought that there was a whole bunch of smoke in them. And so it was a false fire alarm from one of the banners.
It was lots of excitement.
Yes. So it was just like everyone clearing out. And this was before Market even opened. It was when the shop owners were still like prepping their rooms and getting ready for everyone. And then the buyers were just like kind of sitting and getting their game plan together. So
Oh, and one of the fun, cool highlights for me is that when we were in the atrium down there before we started market, I saw this woman walking toward me and I knew immediately who it was.
Mhm.
And I thought she was just, walking out, and she made eye contact and smiled at me. And I'm like, oh, that's so nice. But no, she came and she was actually coming to talk to me, and I'm like, yay! So it was Lisa from Kindred Stitcher on Flosstube.
Yes.
And I was really excited to meet her in
Mhm.
person. It was so fun.
Yes.
So
Yes.
there are so many people that you just get to see. So Lisa was there as a helper and assistant for Michelle Rudy from Farm Girl Dry Goods Store, I believe is the name of it.
Mhm.
So that was, it was fun to see her.
Yes, it's really interesting because at least for me, like you see so many people on Flosstube and Instagram who are just part of the community. And as you grow as part of the community, you get these connections with shops, or you start your own shop and you just happen to be friends with people who start their own shop. And so then, we're all so passionate about cross stitch, and so any way we can get to market, I'll run all 4 floors of that for you and pick up things. So it's just kind of neat to see the people who've like kind of grown those relationships and have started their own businesses, and just the community that we have. It's really kind of cool to see in that sort of setting.
It was awesome to celebrate the new people who were there and to get to chat with them a little
Right.
bit.
Yes.
And we always enjoy going and seeing our favorites. And Katie and I are a little awestruck, like walking in places like Bent Creek and Heart in Hand,
Right.
and
Right.
those kinds of places were like, oh wow.
Well, because you guys know, if you're watching this, you're probably stitchers too. Like we spend hours with the artwork of these people,
Mhm.
and then just to like see them in person and to see like the picture, the things that are on the pictures on the front of our patterns in their shops. It's like, wow,
Mhm.
wow, this is the person who makes the thing that I enjoy so much. It's just so cool.
We got to talk to several designers, and we'll be contacting several more about a special idea that we're doing for our Black Needle Society camp in August. And we got some really good reception about it. We do have a few spots open. So if you think you'd like to come to Missouri the first week of August, then go check out theblackneedlesociety.com, and it's on there. So
the hotel has air conditioning if
yes.
you're looking at the temperatures of Kansas City, Missouri, the first week in August.
And it has a fabulous Mexican restaurant
in the parking lot,
like walking distance. So
yeah, really close to the LNS's, and we'll be there.
So that's the best part, right? We'll be there.
Last year, James even made an appearance.
And last year's, so the snail with the green pillow was last year, and the sampler is up there. It's the one that you can just see the bottom. So I could tilt up, but that would involve me standing up and doing a lot of stuff. We don't need to do that. So instead, we're going to transition because we got pulled off track again.
Guys, oh my goodness. Okay, we're going to talk about whips though.
We are.
So I have a few whips. I didn't bring everything that I worked on. I was telling Laura, excuse me, that I was going to try to do March Madness this year, but with market being right at the beginning, I didn't really get to work on things a whole lot, and then it was stressing me out, and then I wanted to work on other things, so I kind of gave up on that. So I have a couple of things that I'm not going to show you that I put like 20 stitches in, so you'll catch it next time.
Look at you.
Oh, thanks. So the first thing I worked on, and Laura's going to insert a picture because she's a pro now, was the 2023 Temperature SAL from Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts, and this is on a piece of 28 count China pearl linen. So
that's kind of fun to see because January's at the top.
So it goes January, February, March. So I have the first little day of March in there. And I've been stitching basically like where I've been. So there are a couple of days in here that are the high temperature for Des Moines. The rest are the high temperature for North Kansas City. And I'll be doing a couple of high temperatures for Nashville. So that's where I am on it. I'm probably only a week behind. I need to start working on some of the frame around, and I'm going to do the frame as charted because I like that red.
And then the months are different lengths,
Yes.
obviously because of the days, but there are extra chevrons
Mhm.
in the border color
So
that will
you
fill
can
in.
see how this, you can see the 1st of January and the 1st of March, and how there's a little spot. There's a part of the border that butts in there. So there's not a whole bunch of empty space. It's all really filled out nicely. So that is that one. And then this one is getting close to a finish, and I'm really excited about it. I might try to finish it this week. I worked on the first Spirit from Erica Michaels, and this is in the Christmas Carol book that we got a couple of years ago in the Nice List Advent box. And this is on a piece of 40 count straw linen from Weeks Dye Works. And here is where I am on it.
Wow.
So I have some red to put in there. I have some things to do on the side, but I am almost finished with this.
Next week, guys.
Next week. I'm gonna try for it, but there are other things that are catching my attention, and I'll show you those.
Plus a whole bag full of things we just got that need to be started.
So the next thing I worked on is Bacon and Eggs, which is in the photo booth series from Bent Creek. And when I started this, I didn't even have the frame done around it. And this is on a piece of linen that came with the pattern. So here is where I am on it now. I've almost got that first panel done, and I'm just going to do panel by panel because that's fun. But I got the rest of the frame done. I seriously only had like about halfway down on this side. So I really worked on this.
Did you use this for one of your challenges?
Yes. So I actually used it for 2 of my challenges. I used it for, so I'm doing the challenges in Fandom Stitching Central on Facebook. I used this for, there was a prompt for something that reminds you of home, and my grandma collected pigs, and I lived with my grandparents for a time. And then another one I didn't have anything for, so I put 400 stitches in as penalty stitches. So I did over 600 stitches on this in the past couple of days. I will say I kitted this up whenever we went to the Silver Needle. And they didn't have all of the called for floss. So this is supposed to be garden gate around the outside. Excuse me. And I used onyx. And then the pig is actually supposed to be in carnation. But I found Mexicali from Weeks Dye Works, and it's this pink that has a lot of peach and brown in it. And I thought it looked like a muddy pig. So
yes.
So I just went for that, just to make it a little bit more exciting and fun, and to personalize it a little bit. Not that carnation is lovely. And I got some, you can see the noses are little buttons, and the little buttons came with it. So I think those buttons are going to really stand out against that color. And then, I got obsessed with this. I had misplaced this yellow warbler Biscornest from the Crosswing collection. I had misplaced it. It ended up in a bag that I didn't think it was supposed to be in. So I found it this week. I was like, I really want to work on it. So here's where I am. This is just on a piece of 28 count white linen. I had the frame done and a little bit of the bird, but I finished that bird yesterday. And so now I just have like, it's kind of a light tan that goes around the back. So that is the scissor fob here. And then the back of the scissor fob looks like the border around. It's just a bunch of squares that alternate in that yellow and kind of blue. So I might even finish 2 parts of a scissor fob this week too. I am really excited about that one.
And we're working on our crossed wing collection with Fawn and Sean from Sanctum Stitching. We did a stitch with us and started, well, mine was already started, but I worked on mine.
And I think they started ones, and I started this one. So on that one, I did that frame around, but this is, I don't know if you can see real well. So the border is over 2 and all of the bird is over 1.
It's so pretty up close.
You'll
have to take a picture and post.
Okay, I will. And it's kind of amazing because it's only like 3 colors of yellow and a couple colors of like a rusty color, and it's just, that's art. I was looking at it the whole time and I was like, oh, the art. the art. They're so talented. So I got a little obsessed with it and was like, over one stitching at 11 o'clock on a Saturday? Of course, of course. So those are all the whips I'm going to show. I've also been model stitching, but we've both been model stitching. So
And I didn't do a whole lot of stitching in the car. I thought that I would work on the border of the, if you've done any of the Frogwarts pieces, and there's one up there, the drum, the bottom border is the same. It just changes colors. And I thought, oh, I can do that in the car. That's easy. I won't need the pattern or anything else. For whatever reason, I could not do it. So I decided I did not want to pull out a bunch of stuff. And I just set it aside and I got really obsessed.
You did.
So I pulled out my American Sampler House from Annie B's Folk Art. And I was down, I had started filling in the house down here. The front side of it was done where the windows are. But the part with the alphabet, I was maybe in this VWX row when I started, and I am done with the house. So I've started on the urn, and yeah, this just was really calling to me, and it was great in the car. I filled in all that white, and then I filled in the roof as well. I even put the heart in the top of the house. So I was really happy to work on that one again. And that's on 28 count Spring Morning from Color and Cotton, which I have another pretty good sized piece of it. And I would really like to figure out what I'm going to stitch on it, because that's lovely fabric. And then the one that's making me nuts that I just want done. And
sorry, guys, I prevented a finish.
Keisha would have had to sit here another hour probably, but it won't take me an hour. It will take like no time.
Yes.
I posted a picture. If you follow me on Instagram, then you saw that I posted, can anyone guess what this is? And it was the word he.
We had a good chuckle about that. That was done in the hotel room.
This is what it is. And it's a market exclusive from last year, Be the Good by Amy Brucken Designs. And one of the sweet things, and I think I can show this. So her pattern comes, she signed every one of them. And they came with the finishing materials, so that the ticking in the back and the wool to go around the outside, plus the dough bowl. So this is really a get it done and it could get finished off. But I managed in this last week, because I was more than a little obsessed, to get this far. Wow. So I only have purple to fill in this part. Really, seriously, not much to get this done. And it's only 4 colors. It's really fun to sit down and stitch. Yes. So I enjoyed that so much. And those are my whips. Nice. That's it.
Nice.
Because I would come home all week and fall asleep in my chair.
Yeah.
I stitched at school on other things, and that, that was okay too.
Right. No, most of what I showed you either happened while I was sitting in the atrium at market or in the past couple of days.
I sat at school and I finished the outside border on my next
Fun Every Day.
Fun Every Day. Thank you. And I even had to look and see what in the world I'm starting next. Right. But it's the number 4.
Nice.
But the whole outside is done. I'm ready to do the inside. That'll be exciting.
Definitely.
So that was it for this week. It was a busy week. And then Katie and I went crazy and went to Missouri Star and had a great time. And we had a chat last night.
Yes.
But other than that, do you want to talk plans?
Yeah. So I haven't gotten the prompts yet for this week's challenges, but I'm probably going to try to fit in the First Spirit and the Biscornest and probably Bacon and Eggs, because those were making me really happy. And they're things that are close to a finish. So I may have a couple. I'm not going to promise a couple. I'm going to promise one. And so we'll see which of those things I show you next week is a finish. But maybe you'll have a couple.
Well, I will have a finish next week. It will be that one, Be the Good. I don't know if I'll work more on American Sampler House because I was looking at my spreadsheet and I have a great list of projects that I wanted to work on in March, and I haven't even pulled the projects.
Right.
Which, if you know, last year I was ready ahead of time. I filmed them every month. I showed you. But I've been very driven by my 59 before 60 and trying to get things done. And I know I need to stitch a small for the Stars Hollow exchange. And I know exactly what I'm going to do.
Fun.
And so I want to do that. I could get that done this week. I will not show that.
Right.
But I haven't even started it, but I could start it and finish it and have that done. And then my other projects are just, I keep thinking I could pull up the list down here, but I have some really great stuff that I've been wanting to work on. So I'm excited about that. And I need to start my block party 17th that I showed you in my green bag. I have to find fabric for it.
Yes.
And it needs to be 28 count to use because it comes with a little piece of wool.
Oh,
I know I could cut that down, but I would like to just leave it and not cut it down.
Right. Well, and I mean, you like that so well, you want a big pin.
So I have to decide what color it's going to be on and what 28s I have at home already. Nothing new. And I was thinking, Katie had said, oh, I was thinking about starting my cuckoo bird too.
Oh, yes.
That would be an extra start for the year. I'm going to end up with way too many starts this year. I can tell, and I'm not supposed to be starting a bunch.
That's okay. You worked on a lot of whips last year.
I did. And the other thing I'll be doing is making project bags. I'm looking at my stacks of fabric right off camera, and I didn't even show Keisha my couple that are over here. And
it's a nice table. It's a nice table.
There's a lot of quilting fabric goodness on the table. Yeah. And one of my favorites is right on top, and it's these little crocodiles, alligators, whatever they are.
I have a crocodile obsessed son. We were talking about this earlier.
It's pretty cute. So we'll see. Anyway, have we rambled enough today?
Oh, definitely. We rambled enough before. We did a video's worth of rambles before we even hit record, and we definitely have got enough to show shenanigans. Our pocketbooks would attest.
Yes. So I think there's nothing else left to say except bye.
Bye. Have a good week.